As we've been reporting today in Doha, Qatar, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the U.S. is waiting for Hamas to accept the ceasefire and hostage proposal that President Biden announced nearly 2 weeks ago. While in Tel Aviv Tuesday, the secretary met with American-Israeli hostage families, including Aviva Siegel. Aviva and her husband Keith were kidnapped from a kibbutz in southern Israel on that awful day, October 7th. Aviva was released in November after 51 days in captivity. 65-year-old Keith, an American from North Carolina, is still being held. Yesterday, Andrea had a chance to speak with Aviva about the rescue of 4 hostages this past weekend.
Aviva, how did you feel when you saw the rescue operation and the 4 come back in that firefight? What impact did that have on you?
The 4 people that came back, I was so happy. I was jumping into the air. And then 2 minutes later, it took me to the sad part of the whole story, worrying about all the hostages, that they're going to hide them, that they're going to be nervous and take it all out on the hostages. And because I was there, and that's what happened.
And joining me now is Hannah Siegel, Aviva and Keith Siegel's niece. So if I get this right, your dad is brothers with Keith, so that's how you're a part of this family. I just want to get your sense right now. We heard from your aunt Aviva there, and you can only fathom her experience having been held hostage, knowing what those people holding them can do to these hostages, and knowing that her husband is still there. What are your concerns right now following this raid that saved 4 hostages, but also risks a potential backlash?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for having me here. Over the weekend, seeing the 4 hostages saved, I mean, we're so happy for their families. It is heartening to see that, but the truth is that brings the total rescued hostages to 7 out of a couple of hundred. And Keith has been there for 8 months. We worry about everything. We worry he'll die of malnutrition. We worry he'll die of loss of hope. We worry he'll die because of IDF bombs. We worry he'll die because he's being held by terrorists. So we're devastated. And you know, riding this roller coaster of maybe there's a deal, maybe there isn't, maybe there's a deal, maybe there isn't.
Yeah, and your experience obviously demonstrates how close, right, this connects to American families, Palestinian and Israeli Jewish families, right? Like, this is your uncle who's being held in Gaza right now. We heard Hamas's response, or at least via Antony Blinken today, basically saying there's some things they want that go way beyond anything they've asked for before. What do you make of this sort of back and forth over a desired ceasefire and Hamas sort of balking at the latest version?
You know, it's really hard to tell. I think at the end of the day, this is a negotiation between Israel and Hamas. On one side, you have a terrorist group. On the other side, you have a leader whose political motivations may not mesh with making a deal. And so it's very hard to watch these negotiations happen over and over again and slip away at the last minute, which is how it feels to the families. I think it's been a surprise what a roller coaster it's been, how many times this has happened. And
in the break, you made a smart point to me, which is that much like when we do the news, we talk about this community or that community. It's not a monolith, right? There are a lot of different Jewish Americans or Israelis right now who have very different opinions of Benjamin Netanyahu. It doesn't mean you can support Israel and you can still be furious about the way Benjamin Netanyahu has sort of conducted this war. Absolutely.
And I think this is more of an American issue than people realize. On the 7th, there were 45 Americans killed, 12 taken hostage. These are American lives. My uncle is from Chapel Hill. He grew up with my dad and their other 2 siblings. You know, we actually talk about as a family when he comes home, and we do have hope and faith that he's going to come home. We're going to go to the mountains of North Carolina where we went every single year, all of us as a family, and celebrate. So, you know, this is an American life and an American family that's suffering.
The NBC News has some reporting that the Biden administration is considering perhaps trying to do some deal via Qatar directly with Hamas, indirectly with Hamas, but via Qatar. What do you make of that? Is that something that you think would be successful, or do you just defer to what the administration is willing to do?
You know, I want to say that the Biden administration has been incredible partners to us and to the other families. They've been transparent. They've been accessible. We are incredibly grateful to them and to Qatar, who's served as a mediator. And, you know, because of them, because of Qatar and the U.S., my aunt is out. I think it's been 8 months, and at a certain point, I don't think we can keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So I'm in favor of anything that's going to get my uncle home. And if that's an Americans only deal, then yeah, we need it back.
Let me ask you about the Wall Street Journal reporting on dozens of messages from the Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, a name that Americans may not recognize. It's very possible he is still many stories beneath ground in Gaza right now. But according to these messages, he described the Palestinian deaths, saying that they worked to his advantage. He called them, quote, necessary sacrifices, that it only sort of strengthened the position of the Palestinians or of Hamas in the international community right now. Your reaction to those words?
I mean, it's blatant disregard for human life, and it's devastating to hear. And I do, I hope that this deal comes together, because I do think that a ceasefire is what's going to be best for everyone, for the hostages, for Israelis, for Palestinians. And, there's no hostage family that is wishing violence and death on anybody. So, it's disheartening, but it's not so surprising.
And just last thought before we let you go, tell us about Keith a little bit. I know you're looking forward. You can sort of visualize that day when the whole family's together, hopefully, in North Carolina and the mountains, and can just have some peace and quiet together as a family again. What is it about him that makes him so special to you? He's
in many ways the most gentle member of our family. Mm-hmm. He's a grandfather, and in some ways sort of seems like he's always been a grandfather. He's incredibly special. He's strong. He celebrated his birthday in captivity a few weeks ago.
How old did he turn?
65. 65 underground, waiting for a release. So we're praying every day and hoping we're together soon.
Hannah Segal, I very much appreciate your talking to us, and it's so important that we keep the stories of these hostages, several of them American hostages, at the forefront of people's minds in this conversation as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.